Alright guys, so I'm on the block.co and I'm looking at some important data. So these are the crypto apps ranking on the App Store in the United States. So we got Crypto.com, Binance.us, Kraken, Coinbase, Robinhood, Cash App. I'm really going to focus on Coinbase. So I'm going to click here. Alright, and this is going to only show me Coinbase. And right now I'm on the icon of all. So I can go all the way back for the most part. I think this goes all the way back to 2017. All right. What we want to do is we want to look over how the App Store ranking can help us determine whether or not we're at the top of a bull market or if we're at the bottom. So if you look right here, let's just randomly select. Okay, so on 420, all right, 2021, Coinbase app was ranked number 3 in the App Store. All right, so the higher or the lower the value, all right, so the ranking. So if you're number 3, all right, that means it's the most popular. But if we go down here, okay, and 20, let's say February 25th, 2020. All right, I keep moving it because this thing keeps popping up, but I don't need to see that. It's around 1.29K. See how this icon keeps popping up. I don't know why. I wish I could get rid of that. But anyway, you see over here it's 1.2K. Back over here 1.47K. That's the ranking, all right, of in the App Store. So it really wasn't even all that popular, all right. But then up here, all of a sudden, all right, on 420, 2020, we're number 3. All right, so let's go to Bitcoin and let's go look at 420, 23. I'm on a daily chart. Don't worry about these. I was doing some other analysis, so that's some other mapping that I was doing. So that's not based off this video. What was it? 420, 2020. All right, so so we're right in this area here. Let's do this. There it is. All right, so at this peak right here, number 3. All right, so it's ranked number 3 in April. All right, let's do this. Whoa. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's 2021. I'm sorry. This is 2020. All right, April 2020. I knew something looked somewhat off. Okay, here we go. All right, because I was about to say this is about to go against what I was about to teach you guys. All right, here we go. All right, now it makes a lot of sense. Okay, I was about to go crazy for a minute. Somewhere in here. All right, so push this up. So, all right, here we go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this. All right, you see we ranked number 3. All right. Whenever the rankings are that high, you want to be cautious. You got to get ready that there could potentially be a sell-off. Remember, we want to do the opposite of the crowd. There's a lot of people rushing into the market. So if it's ranked number 3 in the App Store, that means a lot of people are downloading the Coinbase app. you're gonna have a lot of family and friends that's now gonna start calling you and like, hey man, I see XRP, at $7 or $8, man. Man, I'm trying to get in the market, man. Like, what y'all be? How I get in it? Oh, just download Coinbase. You see, that's what's about to happen. Okay, what do you notice? We had a what? Massive drop off. So what we're going to do is we're going to start using this potentially as a top indicator. So now, right now, if we go to real time, which is closest over here, I wish this thing stopped. All right, we're ranked number 274, guys. 274 right now. 274 ranked. But up here was ranked number 3. So what can I tell you is that we want to be back up here in these higher rankings. All right. So if we're at 274, we definitely want to be anything 50 and above potentially. Right. 63. Look at this. How did we get it? Look, we was at 63 on the 18th of July. So let's go back. Look at 18th of July. Look at that. 18th of July. Because it did what? It broke all-time highs. And then a couple of days later, all of a sudden, it's up at 18. And then look what happened. We had a little drop-off. Okay, we went from going from 123 down to 111 some change. Okay, we get a little rally up here. But we don't know. Okay, this, we can roll over. We're back in supply area. We literally can roll over. Which I know a lot of you don't want to believe this, but I would prefer that it roll over so that we can get more time on the what? The alts. So the alts can come to can give us some more. All right. So it would be ideal if we could roll over and then find some footing and then push higher up the end of the year. That would be great. But needless to say, I mean, we just follow the technicals. Right now we're in a true supply zone. We need to watch this. We need to watch, see, are we going to close above here or close? We got to watch this. It's a key area. But at any rate, we can use this app. Now we can add on, like you can add Kraken. All right, you can see what's going on up here as it starts to move up to 205. And then you can click and take off. So if I just want to do Kraken, I can do this. If I want to just do Binance US, all right, we can do this as well too. So you see how they got up to 79 at one point. It's at 1.4K. Currently is at 463. If you look over here too, on the 20th of January of 2025, all right, it was high up there as well too. Some people like to add. I don't like adding all of them. It's just too cluttered. See how this looks. All right. So let's just focus on Robinhood. See how that looks. Same thing. Look at the low numbers. So let's look at July 16th, 2023. It was 353 for Robinhood. July 16th, 2023. Let's go back. 2024. This is December, November, August. All right, here we go. We got July 23rd. It's right here, 2023. And what happened? We rolled over, came on down. We was somewhat price 29,000 some change, and we rolled all the way down to eventually 24 before finding footing. Then we pushed up. Once again, how is it that over here the app, the 23rd again is But yeah, so the record was somewhat decent, 350 something, right? But yeah, we clearly see uh, how we push up, push up, push up. So we got a lot more room, especially with Coinbase. We got a lot to push back up, which would be good. So basically, we're not at the top right now, so that's good. All right, let's look at Bitcoin dominance. Um, and if you look here, we're currently at 60%. All right, so right here at 60%. All right, so this strong coming in, we were dropping. All right, we found some footing. We're strong. All right, and so what's going to happen is you saw some altcoins were, especially yesterday, some altcoins starting to push. All right, but this big thick candle somewhat coming in on the daily right now. We got 8 hours left on it. All right, we need to see how these levels hold. Is this going to be a key area where support was broken? Are we going to come back, retest, and roll over? If we do roll over, we can start seeing a lot of alts will start to pick up and run. All right, but this is going to be real key. That can we hold? Now, if we start pushing back up in here, um, like I said, you're going to see some of your alts are going to slow down, all right, because the dominance of Bitcoin will start to push back up. So we can measure this. We're on a daily chart. We can measure this using our fib stitching. Retracement tool. All right, so we crossed 11.8. We're a little bit above the 23%. All right, if like I said, if we depends on what price does. If we push back up here to get to the 61%, that'll put us back into a supply area as well. We got another supply area up here. But if it comes back up here, expect the alts to definitely slow down, maybe bleed a little bit against Bitcoin. All right, but if we, as long as we can hold this, we don't want to see price come back above here. If it comes back above here, you're gonna have to delay alt season a little bit longer. All right, because of that. But here's a good thing: you can get back up here, and let's say we roll all the way over, then it's gonna be fast and vicious. So we do need to pay attention to the Bitcoin dominance. So because if you look right here, you got these consecutive candles just dropping down. This is where you start looking at your alts, and your alts start performing well. So let's say July 15th, 2025. Let's look at something like maybe a Cardano. So let's see, July 15th. So you see how July 15th we pushed up. Of course, right, these are the days. So right here, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we had about between 8 and 9 days that it pushed back up into this area, and then we peeled back, and now we're fighting to get back up. All right. So you clearly see that. Remember, Bitcoin dominance was dropping, and then the alts were rising. All right, so let's look at XRP, USD, Bitstock. And you can see the same thing. All right, July 15th, and then we got these push up high. We get these high, all right, and then we start to roll over. So you're going to be in a tug of war type thing when it comes to Bitcoin dominance and altcoins. So keep that in mind too. But overall, with the crypto apps ranking where we at, we're in an ideal space where you can continue accumulating. Right? But once we start getting higher up in the app store, we definitely want to start looking to shave off. Also, like I said, looking at Bitcoin dominance, we can start getting down to, like I said, these lower levels. So let me go ahead and do this. We can do this. We can measure this impulse. Right, so this impulse is going to always be intact until price breaks. Price breaks, it's not intact. So the high right now is 66%. We got this impulse down. Right, our first level is 58%, and then we want to get to 56 is the second level. Now, I don't know if this could happen. It's a possibility. Could get to the third, but between 58 and 56, we should be able to see some significant gains in the altcoin market. Let's see. So we got as low as 54% over here in 2024 November. Now, if you remember certain projects like XCN, right, you're gonna see how well they did in November. Right? So here's November, right? All right, check this out. This is November. We got no. This is all November, and you clearly see where that had that big drop, right, on the Bitcoin diamonds. So November you had it moving up to about 230%, right, and then it went into the new year, had momentum, and went 4,700. I mean 275%. All right. So a lot of people, okay, they they missed this. Right? They missed that. All right, so this was done 7 months ago, all right, on XCN. At the time of the video, all right, this was done 0.0022% or whatnot, right? Let's see. So you see, even down in this area right here, if we do it from where the video is done, because go back and look at the video down at the corner. It's at the 19th of December, and I think I have already done some preliminaries on this because I got in early. I got in November, but here go to December. It's just within this range. So you still had a 2,850% gain. All right. So what I want to tell you guys is like, at the end of the day, was that alt season or was it not? Most people still say it wasn't alt season, but the problem is it's gonna have a lot of alts that perform alt season type gains before there's so-called official alt season, and we clearly see this. I mean, even if you would have, from that video on, you would have been up 2,850%. Do you know how many people would want an asset to do 2,850%? All right, like a lot of people want that, and so let's just do some simple math of 500, times 2,850%. So your $500 will turn to $14,250. $1,000 turn into 28,500. That's good, right? So like, watch this. So imagine you back here in November, and you're loading out here. You're making sure, hey, I'm gonna get as much as possible. All right. So you got something that's less than a penny, and you're telling yourself, hey, I want to try to get 1,000,000 of these. So somebody who put in almost 1,000 and some change, down here, look what happened. Let's say you put $1,000 in at 0.0011 or some change like that. I mean, you get 909,000 of these, all right, and you do that times 5 cent, 0.04. I mean, 0.05042. It's 45 grand. 45 grand. Not bad, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that some people, they're missing a lot of movements because they're waiting for the magical, oh, I want society to tell me that it's alt season. Nah, it's gonna be, you're gonna already have made money, you're good to go. But there's gonna be more money to be made. You just gotta pay attention. So because you got a lot of assets that are sitting down just like this, a lot of people just not talking about it. They don't know anything about, and that's what you want to be involved in. So like I told you, I use a strategy where I start to go and look for all the altcoins, especially on Coinbase, that's below a penny, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna build some positions on them, you know, let it sit, they pop, boom. They like short-term trades. I'm not looking to hold them throughout, like, you know, the next cycle, right? Some of these we're not looking for that. Okay, there will be a crypto winner, and then you have to also prepare yourself. There, you know, who's to say that Bitcoin doesn't get attacked? Who knows? Anything can happen. Right? Everybody wants Bitcoin. There's only a certain amount of supply. What's a great way to squeeze it? Manipulate the price. Could be a massive dump. Who knows? That's why we also train the trade. So if you see those movements, we can make it. We also can use leverage on the way up as well too, so we're not overexposed. All right, but pay attention to these rankings. All right, use it. I'll post this link in the description so you can go straight to it. Pay attention to Bitcoin dominance. And you also can look at Bitcoin dominance on the actual coin market cap as well too. Right. Alright, so this is coin market cap, and you can go up here, you can click on, hover over cryptocurrencies, and then you go over here, you see Bitcoin dominance. Alright, so you click here, and you can actually look at the dominance. You can study the charts from here. Right, you can look at historical data and whatnot, and you can see what the others were doing around that time. Alright. So you see right here on the 17th, I'm sorry, 2017, on June the 4th, our Bitcoin dominance got down to 44%, but then 24% went into Ethereum, and then 31% in others is going to be the alt season. So typically, you know, it's Bitcoin first, then Ethereum, and then alts. So if you understand that cycle, you start preparing. So that's why I'm doing a lot of accumulation on a lot of assets that are below a penny. I'm not chasing. The reason why is because I understand that I got a threshold. So I'm using the threshold method. And I know that, hey, if I put, I don't know, let's say our dollar cost average in on something that's, you know, and I put in a total of $500. But if I put in a total of $500, that's something below a penny. So let's say it's at 0.002 of a cent, and I accumulate and I have a total of $500 worth at that price point. That means every time that asset grows 0.002 of a cent, I make $500. My threshold is going to be totally different than somebody who totally invested, put $500 in on XRP, and XRP is sitting at $3.19 at the time of this video. That means that XRP has to grow $3.19 in order for you to double your money. So that means that you take $3.19 times 2, and so it put us at like $6.38. So your $500 becomes $1,000 when XRP becomes $6.38. I tell you right now, by the time XRP becomes $6.38, most of these other coins is at 0.001 and 0.002 or less than a penny. They probably have already done 1,000x, 500, 800%. Totally different. So take that, apply it, understand it, build your positions, be patient, don't panic. We got some time. All right, start looking at that crypto app ranking. Look at the Bitcoin dominance. Start taking some off the table. Don't get married. All right, that's why we do tiers. You want some tiers from the deep into the future, some tiers for the immediate use, right? Take some profits, do what you need to do for your family, pay off some debt, whatever the case may be. Just be smart. All right. Also, this is not financial advice, so this is what I would do, and this is just entertainment purposes. It's your boy E. White, and I'm out.